of January 2020. At the invitation of the government of the Republic of Uganda, the chairperson of the African Union Commission, His Excellency Musa Faki Mahamat, deployed an election expert mission to witness the general election held on the 14th of January 2021. The mission, led by my humble self, former chairperson of the Electoral Commission of the Republic of Cameroon, comprises high-level election experts from Kenya and Lesotho, and African Union Commission staff, led by Her Excellency Minata Samate Sisuna, Commissioner for Public Affairs. Although it is the tradition of the African Union Commission to deploy observer missions well ahead of the election day, this expert mission arrived in Kampala on the eve of the elections, that is, on the 13th of January 2021. This late arrival is due to the difficult working conditions that have been imposed on us by the COVID-19 pandemic. This notwithstanding, the Republic of Uganda, being a key member of the African Union that plays a significant role in ensuring peace and security in the East African region and on the entire continent of Africa, notably its open door policy for refugees, necessitated the deployment of this mission. This is consequently not a classical preliminary statement issued by observer missions. It is more a report, a brief statement made by a solidarity mission dispatched by the African Union chairperson. Notwithstanding what I just said about the limitations of what we've done, the mission was able to observe polling day activities in Kampala and its immediate environs, notably opening of voting procedures at a couple of polling stations, the voting procedures, closing procedures, especially the counting and the tallying of votes. The mission noted the generally peaceful atmosphere that characterized voting and the high turnout of the youth and women in the stations the mission was able, in the polling stations the mission was able to observe. The mission made a number of stakeholders, including the acting secretary of the Electoral Commission, the East African Community Observer Mission, and the Women's Situation Room. And the mission is looking forward to engaging with other stakeholders, notably government officials and political parties before it departs Kampala. Finally, the mission recognizes that elections come and go, but that Uganda and its citizens remain. The mission takes this opportunity to urge all stakeholders, especially political leaders, to refrain from any acts of violence that could lead to loss of life and destruction of property. It also encourages stakeholders to engage in meaningful dialogue at all levels and to pursue any disputes peacefully in accordance with laid down procedures. The mission wishes the people of this great nation well as they continue to strive for its development in peace and national concord. I thank you.
let me answer this question because they are taking very long time to take the second floor. You know, what we are saying is what we have seen. And in general, we can say that the security has been guaranteed. In general, the elections were free and fair. This don't mean that there has been no problem here and there. But, you know, in the elections, you never perform 100 to 100. You must perform. You see, for example, the question of internet was not very good for everybody. It's necessary for us to ask the government to see how next time they can improve it. In some places, it has run. It was raining. I think next time it is necessary to find solution on it. You know, in some places, in some polling station, the machine has not worked immediately, and this took for some 1 hour. It is necessary to recommend to the government to do so. This don't occur next time. That is a recommendation to improve the procedure. And maybe in some place there have been brutality from 1 or 2 or some policemen. It is necessary for us to tell to the government to avoid this kind of situation. But this don't mean that the election was not free and fair. That is our point of view. But you will be with us to note that in the country there was peace in general. I think everybody you agree on this. And when we ask to our members who have been through the country, the accounting has been very transparent. I think this is shared by all observers. We must note that this is a very good thing. So, this kind of situation, we must encourage it. That is the position we have till now. I say till now. Why till now? You seem to say that somebody is contesting the result. That's right. But we need ourselves to know how. To know how. And that's what we say, this is a preliminary statement. If we have the proof, we can change our position in the future. But that's what we have seen up to now. Thank you very much. You know, a recommendation is a recommendation. If we ourselves, we must implement it, I could say yes. But the recommendation are given to the government, to the parliament, to the political parties. We hope that they understand what we mean and that they will follow. That is our hope. maybe if you want to know the reality, should be better to ask them, have you understand what the EAC mission recommended you? Thank you.
We will therefore not extrapolate. We will not pretend to speak about things that we did not see and observe. My grandfather used to tell us that if you must take an oath for what you've seen and experienced. Don't take an oath for the things you were told, things that were reported to you. Speaking as the past EMB chairperson, I can say that the little we saw regarding the material organization of the election, this was visible. We visited the tallying, your National Tallying Center, very impressive. So already we commend the work at this level, at the level we could observe, the work by the EMB, your EMB, which is at the center of the organization, management and supervision of elections in your country. We commend the work that they were able to do at this level. Having had a rather limited time within which to observe, I think we do not want to run the risk of making qualifications which we cannot substantiate. I hope you should agree with us. I think it would not be fair for you to expect us that if we observe a few polling stations in Kampala and on the in the immediate environs of Kampala, we should pretend to be in a position to judge on whether these elections overall were free, fair and transparent. But we said, of course, that what we saw, told you what we saw, and that we were pleased with what we saw. And again, as the head of the East African Community chairperson has said, no country anywhere in the world organizes perfect elections. I think generally the golden standard for these elections is whether whatever shortcomings there were enough to impact on the overall results of the elections. Excellency.
Just to add to what the head of mission of the East African community is saying, I think it is important for us to also note that throughout our mission, we were not able to meet the opposition. And we hope that before we leave, we shall meet them so that we get their point of view of what has happened. Because it is important also to have their view. Now, the second important thing which I also want you to note, particularly regarding the question you have asked whether it was free and fair, is to note that election is composed of three components. There is the pre-election, there is the election itself, and then there is post-election. The pre-election, we could not say anything because we were not there. As the head of mission has said, we cannot only observe what we saw. And what we did not see, we can only comment a little, but we cannot, with authority, say what happened. But of course, me being a neighbor and all of us being one community, we knew of this.
Observed mainly where people was voting. The next step was to transfer the result to the high scale. Up to now, we have been informed by Electoral Commission on the national level. The result, I've been yesterday at the first declaration, but it is an intermediate result. It is a provisional result, I mean. I think we must wait for the last declaration.
Also, as a Commissioner of Political Affairs and as a woman, as a mother, I would like to appeal to all stakeholders, Ugandan all stakeholders, political parties, especially young people. We are waiting now for the result of election. We are waiting for result of election. I will appeal and insist. The head of mission already talked about it, to appeal for calm, for all citizens, all state parties to refrain from acts of violence. We need the Africa we want, peaceful Africa, stable Africa, and develop Africa. We cannot have that one without peace, security, and act of violence and destruction of properties. We don't need that one. We need all Africans to build the Africa we want, and especially our young people. I'm told that in Uganda we have more than 6% of the young people. We count on them. They are the future of Africa. We need all of you. We need Uganda as a member of African Union, as I said, to build the Africa we want, counting on on your generation. And also, we have a theme of this year. We have to silence the guns. We don't need any more arms in Africa and all the continent, especially in Uganda. This was my message, feeling as a lady, as a woman, and counting on all Ugandans, and especially young generation, to refrain from violence as we are waiting for result. Thank you, Head of Missions.
Na Electoral Commission, na tulikuwa na timu kubwa ya watu 74 na wote 74 wameenezwa kila sehemu ya nchi hii ya Uganda. Wameenda kutazama vile uchaguzi ilianza na mpaka mwisho, na wametoa maoni tofauti kutoka kila sehemu, lakini yale ya muhimu sana wamesema ni kwamba kwanza uchaguzi yenyewe haikuanza kwa saa yale ambayo ilikuwa imetatuliwa, na ile ilikuwa ni saa moja ya usiku asubuhi, saa moja ya asubuhi, na zingine sababu ya kuchelewa ilikuwa ni tofauti. Kwanza ilikuwa sehemu zingine zilikuwa na mvua ambayo ilizuia watu kuanza mapema, na sehemu zingine zilikuwa ni materiali yenyewe ya uchaguzi pia ilichelewa kufika on time, na kuna wakati kuna sehemu zingine zilikuwa ni incompetence tu ya wafanyikazi pia ilizuia watu, na kuna sababu nyingine pia ambaye zilikuwa zimezuia watu kufika on time. Lakini kwa jumla uchaguzi yenyewe ilikuwa na ya amani. Watu waliendelea kupiga kura bila kuzuiliwa, bila kutatizwa, na usalama yenyewe, watu polisi walikuwa wameendesha kazi yao kwa ujuzi mzuri, na walikuwa hawashughuliki na tetemesha au kutetemesha watu. Kwa hivyo na tena kiongozi amesema juu ya ugonjwa wa hatari ya COVID, watu walikuwa wamevaa barakoa kwa wengi, lakini kuna sehemu ambayo tumepata habari ya kwamba watu walikuwa hata wana barakoa lakini wanaweka mfukoni, hawazitumii. Lakini kwa kuchunga social distancing, pia imesemekana sehemu nyingi sana, hata hapa Kampala watu hawachungi, walikuwa hawachunguzi mambo ya social distancing sana. Na hiyo ni sehemu yote ya Uganda. Pale tulikuwa na observers, hiyo pia wameobserve hivyo. Kwa hivyo kuna mambo mengi ambayo imesemekana hapa, lakini kwa jumla uchaguzi ambayo tuliona vile mpaka sasa, preliminary observation ni kwamba ilikuwa ya amani na ilikuwa kisawasawa kwa hii kupiga kura, lakini zingine ambazo hatukuona hatuwezi kusema, lakini yale ambayo tumeona imekuwa ya amani na kisawasawa. Hayo kwa hayo machache singeweza kutafsiri yote, lakini hayo machache ndio ninaweza kutafsiri kwa Kiswahili. Ndio hiyo tungependa pia kukutana na wanachama wa upinzani, kwa sababu ni muhimu sana. Hii ripoti tumetoa ni preliminary, lakini yale ya mwisho tunataka kuitoa tukisha kutana na wapinzani, pia waseme maoni yao kuhusu uchaguzi, kwa sababu maoni yao ni muhimu, kwa sababu wao pia ni stakeholders kubwa kwa hii process ambayo inaendelea ya uchaguzi. Asante sana.
Unazungumzia kuhusu kile ambacho umeona.
Ndio.
Je, maana kabla ya uchaguzi kulikuwa na kampeni kama alivyosema Mheshimiwa Rais kwamba uchaguzi si kupiga kura pekee yake. Uchaguzi unaanzia kwenye kampeni. Na katika kampeni tunashuhudia msumbuko wa visa vya kushawishi, kutisha, kupiga kura na uongozi.
Hiyo pia ile.
Inamaanisha kwamba nyinyi kama waangalizi mnafahamu kupiga wakati wa kampeni ama wakati wa kupiga kura.
Hiyo pia tumesema kwa statement yetu, vile kiongozi alikuwa amesema tulikuwa na habari kwamba wakati wa campaign kulikuwa kwa matatizo kwa opposition kusumbuliwa na hata kushikwa na kuzuiliwa kuwa na mikutano zao za kufanya campaign, na hizi ni lazima na hizi zitakuwa kwa recommendation zirekebishwe kwa uchaguzi za hapo usoni mbeleni. Asante.